Hello everyone. Welcome to the part 2 of Fundamentals of Management Theory and Practices session. This is Assistant Professor Mrs. Parul Bhagat, and in this session we'll be talking about vision, mission and values of an organization. How this vision, mission and values differ in every organization, we'll be looking into it. We'll be taking an example of these two organizations. You can see over here, as I had mentioned. First, that is Aditya Birla Group, and another one is Tata Steel. These two are big business conglomerate of our country, and we'll be taking the example of these two companies so that we can understand the concept in a better and a clear way. Moving further, as you can see over here, I had mentioned an work environment of a business where environment of business where the business exists, you can say. For an organization, it is very important for them to understand in which criteria or which circumstances their business is existing. As you can see over here, the internal environment of an organization consists of vision, mission, strategies, resources, processes that are within the organization that takes place to produce a product, or the step-by-step strategies they used to follow, or the work process which they used to follow, the product and services the organization deliver. Every organization deliver a different series of or different kinds of products. As I had told you that we'll be talking about Tata Group and Aditya Birla Group. So further we'll be talking about it, but just for a gist, we can see over here, when we see key there are Aditya Birla Group is having a different range of products and services, whereas the Tata is again having a different series of product and services. No doubt there are a few similar ones, but still there are many product and services which varies. So the most important factor, the internal factor, in which the products and services are based, are considered as to be internal environment. Now, the second one, where we talk about micro environment. This was internal environment which we had talked about recently. Now we'll be talking about micro environment, in which we talk about public. We talk about the public, that means the people who are around the where you are actually doing your business. Okay. Where next we talk about market intermediaries, suppliers, your customers, your competitors, your type of employees you have. Everything over here is considered into your micro environment. What is micro environment? An environment which can be managed or controlled up to certain extent by the organization. When you talk about internal environment, it can be totally uh, handled by the company. Whereas, but when you talk about micro environment, not everything can be controlled. Next, we talk about macro environment. Macro environment, that means that environment which is very difficult for an organization, or you can say it is difficult for an organization in any house situation to maintain their control over this environment. So as you can see over here, We'll be talking about the first, that is political factors. Political factors, that means the government that is coming, and the, they come up with their own policies and documentation. So the political factor of an organization matters. Which party is coming into the power, they should have their own concept and criteria. Next is economic factor, the financial factors of a particular country. What is the economic scenario of their country, where their business is existing, that matters. Socio-cultural factors, the environment in which they have to do a business, the kind of culture that that particular country or the state is having. Next is technological factor. When you talk about technological factors, the technologies that persist in a particular sector, how advanced you are toward in your business, in your particular segment, that matters. When you talk about environmental factors, that is how the environment overall, the water resources, the natural in geographical area, or certain things that are covered into it. And the last one is legal factor. What are the policies of the laws of that particular country related to business where the company is existing? This is all about business environment. And this business environment put a major impact on your business vision, mission, and values. When I talk about and vision, what is the terminology and what exactly it means, we need to understand. I mean, till now we had understood what exactly uh, is business environment, and it put an impact. We had learn about this, but exactly what the term vision, mission, and value means, that we need to understand. So the first, I would like to tell you that a company's vision and mission values are both important, or important for defining its character and personality, but they have their different purposes. They have their different motives to do. When you talk about vision statement or vision term itself express where do we want to be in future. It represents the organization's long-term dream and future aspirations. Whereas when you talk about mission explains the concept of why does the organization exist and what does it do. So it explains the organization's purpose, products or services, customers, and business approaches to, in general, to the people. So over here you can see I had elaboratedly explained what is vision. Vision is your destination at a point in the near or distant future, what you want it to be. Vision is an action connecting your purpose with your impact. Whereas mission statements defines the company's businesses, who is served, what it does, its objective, and its approaches to reach those objectives. Whereas when you talk about values are what? How will how will we behave while achieving our goals? The values are ethical principles that guide employees in making decisions. Think of planning a journey, the destination in your vision, the route you take in your mission, the traffic rules you follow are your values. Together, they ensures that the journey is successful and ethical. So overall, we can say that values are the fundamental beliefs and the principle that guides you, your organization. These values shape your company's culture and promote cohesion and cooperation among the team members. So we always learn about Tata Groups. We had heard a lot about Tata Groups. No doubt, Tatas and Birlas both are simultaneously big Indian conglomerates, but still they have difference. What is the difference? On the basis of their values they follow, on the basis of their mission they follow, and the vision they have. On the basis of this, they have a difference. Over here, we can see the vision mission of Aditya Birla Group. The vision is to be a premium global conglomerate that delivers superior values to customers, shareholders, employees, and society at large. Whereas mission of Aditya Birla is to deliver superior value to our, they believe that they wanted to deliver superior value to our customers, shareholders, employees, and society at large. You can see over here the values which they portray: integrity, commitment, passion, seamlessness, and speed. That is more important. They wanted to have as values. You can see they have the bulk of businesses over here. The stock market and the shares they have in the market accordingly had expressed this. You can see over here they have other the Birla Fashion, they have Birla Corporation, Birla Soft Limited, Century Textile and Industry, Chambal Fertilizers and Chemicals, and Grasim Industries, Hindalco, Vodafone and Idea, which is also known as VI, Ultratech Cements, and so on. So this is what are the different businesses of, and many more, there are many more of business Birla Group. This is their stock, the group stock. Whereas when you talk about Tata Steel, they have a very different kind of ideology. You can see on your left, they had mentioned their vision. We inspire to be global steel industry benchmark for value creation and corporate citizen. This is their Tata Steel's vision. And on your right, you can see they have their missions on the basis of their country they exist. Tata Steel India, Tata Steel Netherlands, Tata Steel UK, and many more. The list goes on. Wherever they are working, the list is different. The vision is different for each and every country. The core values, which is common for each and every company: integrity, excellence, unity, responsibility, and pioneering. Pioneering means you want it to be at the peak. They have their own responsibility towards the society. They talk about unity, bringing people together. They talk about excellence. They wanted to set a benchmark in the society. They talk doing the best things. They wanted integrity in their work, in the society. So you can see the core values and it's the core values. He core values. It won't be he core values. It will be the core values. So when you talk about the core values of both the countries like Aditya Birla and Tata Steel or Tata Group, they have differences. You will see the differences in mission. You will see the differences in mission. It is just because the company have different ideology, as well as there are many social business environmental factor in which they exist.